All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and for everyone that is going to see the replay as well. We are having our home-based business chat, which we do this a couple times a month now, because I did start doing one in Spanish per month as well. And we appreciate everyone that is joining us today and anyone that's going to watch the replay. And as we start, we always want to make sure that you guys get to know us and know our story, and then we'll jump into some data. But what we're specifically talking about today is why is now the best time to start a business, just period. Why a home-based business may be an option for you, and why a lot of the individuals here have chosen to get in the field of health and wellness and use the Young Living essential oils as their vehicle in order to spread that to other people. So with that, we're going to start with Sheila and ask her a couple questions. So just if you could just give us your perspective, first of all, why do you personally think that now is a good time to start a business?
All righty, and welcome everybody on the live and then on the replay as well. I'm Sheila Sherman, and I've been with Young Living for the last, I've been with Young Living for 12 years. I've been working it or decided to make it a home business after about 2 years of using the products. And at that time, it was very timely to get in. Now I see so much opportunity. To answer your question, why is now such a good time? It's the end of the year. And so I think it's a great time for people to get started in a home-based business if they haven't earlier in the year, sometime at the end of the year. And why? There's two main reasons that I see. One is the tax benefits of having a home-based business. And Tashena is going to be getting into that a little bit more when we get into the data, just a little bit, just touch on it. But the tax benefits, when you earn money, a self-employed money, you have these write-offs that you don't have when you don't have a home-based business or some type of a self-employment income. So what that means basically, and I'm not giving tax advice, I just have to make sure of that. But what that means is things like your cell phone now become a write-off from your taxes. And you can get more taxes back or have to pay less taxes depending on what's going on with the money. So things like that, things like your car and your car payment and gas could be a tax write-off depending on how you utilize your car and your vehicle. And so things like that, internet, if you're paying for internet, that becomes a write-off. There's so much more. I'm just mentioning a few things, but for me, that has been huge, huge, huge because of all of the trainings that I take as well. Travel can become a tax write-off. These are all areas that it's stuff you're going to be using anyway, and that you're going to be utilizing anyway, going out to dinner whenever that happens more. That can become a tax write-off. So what that basically means is you owe the government less money by having a home-based business that you are showing some type of effort towards. So it can't be, I'm just going to get a home-based business, I'm going to sign up and I'm not going to do anything, and then expect tax write-offs. You might be able to do that year one or year two. I'm not giving tax advice. I'm just saying that that is something that is huge and is huge for our income. And so, especially right now, we want to start looking at our financial viability. We want to become financially empowered. And so a home-based business is a way to become financially empowered. My second reason, real quick, is this is the season. This is the season that Christmas season coming up. And for people that have in their home-based business, they have products that they can share with other people and let people know about in their business sales, then that is usually a peak time. I know it is with Young Living. It's a peak time for making more money, for getting some sales. So even if you just want to make extra Christmas money, Some people will get involved just to make some extra Christmas money. I know a lot of people, a lot of incomes have been affected with COVID. So um, just to get on your feet, just to have a little bit, a little extra, this is a perfect time to get started in a home-based business and such as Young Living. And I will say Young Living because we have a great compensation plan, we have great Christmas products, we have all that, we have just great products, period. So for those two reasons, mainly, this is a time where you can be making more money and then also saving money on the tax end. So that's why I'm telling everybody, you know, uh, get some tax breaks, and just try it. Just try this model of having a home-based business. Just try it out and see how it could work for you.
Now, tell us a little bit about how you actually got involved with Young Living and in the network marketing industry.
Okay. Um, I got involved. I'd always, for a while, even before Young Living, I was stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to contribute to finances. I wasn't the main, breadwinner. I don't know if we use that term anymore, but income provider or whatever whatever's used. Um, I wasn't the main one, but I wanted to just contribute, and plus um, I love sharing. I love sharing what I love. And so I had tried a couple before Young Living. And then once I found Young Living and essential oils and saw results, they just simply work. And so I got results. I got major results. As I said, I had 6 kids and they were younger, much younger at the time. And I saw results with them. Um, Amazing results to where it was like, what are these oils? Like, I got to know what, why, and how they do what they do. And so I started studying the essential oils more. Basically, if you guys, I have mine right here actually. Um, this book right here, the Essential Oils Desk Reference. Um, you see how thick it is? This became like my study at night once I put the kids to bed, and I started learning about the oils first that way. And the more I learned about them, the more I was like, this is amazing. And this is what I'm looking for because I wanted natural products, pure products, no chemicals. Um, that is where I was going with my home life. And after having results and not taking forever to even see results within days, results within weeks, um, I decided to share it with everybody, tell everybody about essential oils. And that's what I started doing. And I was sharing my own oils. So I was giving a lot of oils away because I was so excited about what the oils did for my family. I wanted other people to see those results. And one day my husband said, you got to stop giving all these oils away. And I thought, you know what? I could do this as a business. And that is where it began. After about 2 years of using the products, I went to convention when we were able to do that. I saw the heart of the company. I fell in love with the company after falling in love with the products. And then eventually I was able to start, I fell in love with the people that I started meeting as a part of being in this company. So it became a passion and a calling for me outside of my other passion, which was my kids and homeschooling.
Now, when you made the decision to pursue it as a business, what are some of those key things that you think was a difference than just using the products on a regular basis?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, I actually started focusing on what the business was like, what is the business model, and what does it take to be able to rise up. Like if you're in a corporation, you go from one level and then you go to, let's say, manager, and then you go up to whatever other level. So I started focusing really on the compensation plan, number one. And I call myself a compensation plan junkie because I learned that compensation plan inside and out. And I started um, uh, focusing my energy on not only helping people have this fantastic product in their home, but also inviting people to explore making a business out of it. I found people just like me, people that were staying at home, stay at home moms, and that wanted to bring in some extra income. So I started focusing on that area as well, as opposed to when it was just product. It was like, here's some product for you, and here, I didn't call it some product. Here's some oils. Here's something that can help you, and that was where it ended. But once I decided to work it as a business, I started to do a little bit more. At the time, 10 years ago, I wasn't uh, social media savvy. I'm still not that social media savvy, but we did more outdoor things, the home parties. I did trade shows. I did things where I could get exposure that way. I did training classes and classes on the oils um, quite a bit, and just invited people to A, use the product, and B, also check out the business part of it, because that's also a product of Young Living, is the abundance. We're wellness, purpose, and abundance. And I had the wellness and I had the purpose. And so to complete that picture, there's the abundance.
So right now, if somebody made the decision, what do you think that would be like the first steps or some of the things that they would need to do?
The first thing that you would need to do is, if the person that invited you to um, check out Young Living, check out the business, see if things, I would plug into that person. If that person is also doing the business, if that person isn't doing the business, because what's cool about Young Living is you could just say, hey, I just love these products and I want to tell my sister, and I want to tell my I don't know, my brother, and and then just every now and again just share with people because you love it, and you're not necessarily having that you're not necessarily doing the business, so you don't consider yourself that. And so you could be at that level. So someone could have enrolled you, someone could have introduced you to Young Living, but not really have that focus on the business, right? So if that is the case, then there's a way to go to the people that would be a part of your organization that you're a part of the team of, and then you plug in. I think it's important to plug into a system that's working and that's working with your team. So that is would be the number one thing. And I'll tell you, um, don't wait for them to find you. You find them. And that's what happened in my organization. I'm sure a lot of times, but one time that I'm always reminded of is that uh, I have a leader with that's in my organization, who the person who enrolled her wasn't doing the business. And so she had to find me, and she ended up finding me. But she, and you just go into your back office, but at the time they didn't have that information in the back office, so you didn't really know who else you could go to that's on your team. um, and she ended up finding me, introducing herself, and letting me know that this was something she was interested in, and I started working with her right away. So I just want to say, you don't have to wait for someone to contact you. Take that step forward and contact the person that's going to help you get started in the business.
Awesome, awesome. Love that. Yeah, personal accountability. Again, if you're going to start your own business, then it's
Hmm.
your job to show up every day. So, with that, I'm just going to share a little bit about myself. I love the opportunity to do this because I'm so not the typical Young Living person. I'm not the person that is married with 2.5 kids, that the homeschool mom who was crunchy. Like, I am the complete opposite. I'm usually closer to the average Young Living husband because I work in the automotive industry, and I come from a place where, we exercise because we know that that's important, but we have pizza once a week and Buffalo Wild Wings, and we sustain ourselves on 3 cups of coffee and a neon colored energy drink to get us through the day. And so information like essential oils was not a first go-to for me whatsoever. But the things that came from the automotive industry, from from working 60 hours a week and still trying to have a life outside of that, and not eating the best and letting busyness get in the way of my health, I came to my mid 30s and I felt like I was 50 because I was in a couple accidents and had body pain, and I had hormone issues, and I had gut issues, and I had always had allergies and asthma and eczema and couldn't breathe my entire life. And people just told me that that was normal. And I just got to a point where I was like sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, and I actually had come up in my memories today when I did, my first step was exercise and eating right. So I did a 6-week boot camp in the fall of 2014 to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks to challenge myself, because at the time I was close to 190 pounds. I was clinically obese for how tall I am. And I started with the basics. Food is your first medicine. Food is where you always start. Exercising, taking care of your body. Once you have that basis, then you can add on supplementation to that. And then on top of that, I was like, so what else can I do? And I started spending like $200 worth every single month at Amazon, Vitamin World, Vitamin Shop, for trying to fix my gut myself and trying to just Google my way to good health, and these disgusting tinctures of one thing, just dong quai, and these big old vitamins that were like rocks that were supposed to help me with my hormones. And I was just doing all these things, and it was going slow and it wasn't working, Googling my way to good health. And at the same time, a couple of my friends started posting on Facebook, I'm diffusing lavender and it smells amazing and you should do it. And I thought they're lying and they're trying to sell me something, because I got a couple essential oils from Amazon and they didn't work. So I don't know what these essential oils are. But part of what I needed to do, I had, after having all of these plethora of illnesses, I also had depression and mood issues. And so part of that strategy was for me to get out and be social, because I'd become so introverted and at home all the time because of the hormone issues that I had at the time. I was excessively bleeding. So it was not always convenient for me to leave my house. So I went to a home party with the intention of not buying any oils, because oils did not work. Panaway was placed on my body for some tension that I had. And I was like, these are different and the world needs to know. And I got some people in my family that are kind of crunchy and are kind of into this stuff, and they need it. And I immediately started sharing. My second love ended up being Ninja Red, which was so helpful for a whole body infusion. And everyone needs to be taking that on a regular basis, every family member for sure, because it helps everything be so much more bioavailable. Those antioxidants, superfruits, and ingesting essential oils daily. And then my third love was joy, which helped me so much with my mood, and where I learned that essential oils can help you not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally as well. And then since then, again, I come from a very different place. I'm not coming from a place of an individual that didn't have income and was looking for a side hustle. I come from a place where I have a very good income. I come from a place where I'm a 6-figure earner, but I didn't have health and I didn't have time. And I am currently working for my time freedom. And I'm currently working on replacing my daytime job so that I can do the things that we mentioned, if you guys were on here, that my sister and brother-in-law are doing. They had less income to replace than I did, and now they are debt free. They have their dream car, and they're going to be world schooling their children and moving to live wherever they want to because of Young Living being their additional income. And they're not necessarily at what is considered a top level of Young Living, but just by getting an extra 500 to 1,000 a month to chip regularly away at that debt, they have completely changed their lives in 5 years. And again, for me, I have gotten so many tax deductibles. I've traveled over the world. I have been able to always purchase anything that I want from Young Living and share it with my family. So I've had tremendous amounts of benefits and would not trade it for the world. But at this point in time, I still got a couple years to replace my income because it's a little bit higher than theirs, but I know that it's going to happen. And I'm so looking forward to that. I just absolutely can't wait. So with that, I'm going to go into a little bit of the data. We'll turn it back to Sheila for her to recap it for us. And you guys can ask any questions if you have them thereafter. Okay, so again, why now is the best time to start a business, period, and why home-based business might be a good place for you to start. So we already chatted about my story. So I just absolutely love this slide. In 2008, we started into what has been known as one of our great recessions. And there were well-known companies that were started in the years between 2008 and 2010. Take a look at this slide. How many of these companies do you recognize? How many of them do you use? I use WhatsApp every single day to communicate with people in other countries, to share graphics, to communicate with people in my place of worship. I use Instagram every single day now to do a lot of the same things. I'm in Instagram groups. So with what we're going through here in 2020, I'm in all these new WhatsApp and Instagram groups as a means of communicating to groups of people at once, bonding and getting together. I've posted several times in both of these today. Venmo is a payment system. I don't particularly use that one, but I know what it is. Square is a payment system that's used all over the place. You probably use it at least once a week and don't even know it. Groupon is my favorite place to try new discounted ways of self-care or to sometimes travel. I recently used it and I got a discount on a hotel when I went to New York. Uber or Lyft is the way that I usually get around if I'm traveling by myself. I don't like to drive in other cities usually. So I would just Uber myself all over the place. And Pinterest is a place where many people congregate to get different ideas. So again, these companies were created when there was a recession because they filled a need. Now, why though network marketing? We are so 100% aware that many people have a bad taste of network marketing. Many people have not looked at it as a business model and they haven't understood the benefits and they've just used it as just a sales tool without the training and the proper understanding of it. So we want to acknowledge that and we understand that. And we want to let you know that it is a true business model. And there are lots of benefits for those that choose to study the business model and to study the actual skills that you need to be successful. So some of those benefits are you can build it part-time and anytime. So again, I work full-time. I participate in volunteer Bible preaching. And with the time I have left is what I do for Young Living. Obviously, I stay very busy. I don't really watch TV. I make a little bit of sacrifices to have that time, but I'm still able to carve out 10 or 15 hours a week in order to work my Young Living business. You can build it from anywhere. So I am sitting at my parents' home in Spring Hill, Tennessee today, giving this to you. A couple weeks ago, I dialed into this very same class and I was sitting in a hotel in New York City. Usually I'm doing it from my home. I'm an extrovert. So when the world is open, I love to do in-person classes. But when the world shut down, my business didn't shut down. My business just went online and I could just keep building it from where I was. You can launch it for as little as $500 to $1,000. So we're just talking about in general, most network marketing businesses, you can do that. With Young Living, you can do it for a little bit less. What we would tell you, number one, is to start with one of our amazing premium starter kits. And we would also want you to get some type of education. So find out when the next either beauty school or On the Grow or some type of online education that we have on a monthly basis is there, and there's a little bit of fee for that education. But still, even if you were to if you were to get your premium starter kit, sign up for the next beauty school, sign up for the next On the Grow, you're probably still coming in under $500 to educate yourself in the products, in the business, and to have the information to actually launch your business. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So we have two individuals that we've only met online. We are here to give you information. You're allowed to invite as many people as you want to this in order to get educated. And so you have tons of support. And because of that, your business partners have a vested interest. You know, I was chatting with some of my girls earlier today, and one of them was joking. I was like, is there anything I can help you with in order to grow your business? And she was like, hey, get me some more clients. And I'm like, well, if I sign some people up, they may go underneath you, because the only way I'm going to move forward is if I help you be successful. That is how the business model works. The more people I can help be successful, the better my business and stronger my business will be. You can create enough tax deductions alone to make it worthwhile. Again, this was already touched on. Consult a tax advisor. I also have a full video on this on my YouTube channel from a tax advisor that works with network marketing and has worked with network marketing since he was 16 years old, I believe, via his mom was an Avon lady. And so this is one of the major things. I actually, in the period of 2008, in order to not lose my house, I went and got better jobs in the automotive industry. And I was able to, within a 5-year period, start making 2.5 times what I was making previously. Now, the last promotion that I got, I probably would have saw 0% of that because I entered a new tax bracket. However, having a home-based business allowed me to keep more of my money. I am able to have tax deductible travel vacations. Most of my friends are my prospects, and I've already given them samples before I see them. My family members, including the house I'm staying at, are part of my business. We chat about the business. So again, consult a tax advisor to see what and how works for you. But I can tell you the tax deductions alone make it worthwhile having this business. You can learn it while you earn it. It really is your own efforts. There are people that have went super fast because they had a social media presence and they were bloggers and they already had followers. But most of us don't have that. Most of us take a little bit more time to do it, but you can still earn $200 by signing up your mom, your best friend, your sister, and your cousin, and a few other people. You get $200 in the first month. You can earn an extra 500, 1,000, 5,000 or more a month. Again, it's just based on your efforts and the time that you want to put in and making the time frame of how it's going to take you to do that. With time and success, your income will be produced by hundreds or perhaps thousands. So that is the benefit. Now, here are some network marketing myths. Again, these are some things that we hear and it makes people shy away from the industry of network marketing. So getting in on the ground floor is the best path to success in any network marketing company. Really, this is a business. It's just a business. And sometimes getting in on the ground floor is the shakiest time because the products are new, they're not tested, or you don't even have the breadth of products. You can get into a network marketing company in its maturity stage and when it's stable, and that can be the best path, or there could just be a situation that makes it a great time. So again, like we've discussed, everyone needs health and wellness here in 2020. That makes it a wonderful time to get in. And the particular company that we love and represent, Young Living, has had record growth in the past 3 years. It's been around for 26 years. But within the past 5 years, it has seen people who have reached some of the highest levels with rapid precision and faster than people could even imagine because of the leverage of the internet and social media. So now, honestly, is one of the best times to get involved. Network marketing is an opportunity for someone who is not doing well financially to make a lot of money. So this is a myth because it's only a half truth. Is it an opportunity for someone who's not doing well financially? Absolutely. You do not need a degree. As long as you are humble and teachable and you listen and you leverage and you work the systems that are there, you can do well. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to come from money. You don't have to come from education. You can do that. However, it's also an amazing, awesome opportunity for someone like me who is well educated and is doing well financially in order to get their time freedom and more flexibility in their lives. Network marketers succeed by being in the right place at the right time. Again, we already discussed this. It is a matter of your efforts. That is what it's a matter. The more you get educated, the more you develop the skills and put them into practice, that's how you reach success. It is not the right place or the right time. And the big guys make all their money off the little guy. If you follow what Sheila says and you become a student of the compensation plan and you truly understand that, you will know that this is a myth. I have seen this with my own eyes. I have seen a person who has only signed up a couple people, and then the person underneath them decides, I'm going to do this as a full-time business. So I know someone who is in the second level of the company, and she has someone underneath that is in one of the highest ranks. And the person that is underneath her that is working at full time is making hundreds more than she is. She gets a small percentage of that, but because she has not decided to build self-growth teams, and that's a good percentage. She gets $2,000 a month, which is awesome, but it's nowhere near what the person who is working harder underneath her is getting. Now, this is just some information to give you that this is a viable industry, guys. There is the direct selling association. It is an industry. It is tracked. There are statistics. And so these are just some of the statistics from 2017. Not only is it a viable business, but it is also a business that is thriving. And so 85 billion in sales are produced in Asia, 38 billion in Europe, 38 billion in North America, 27 billion in South America, and 1.8 in Africa. And then the other chart gives us the breakdown of where network marketing is. And so North America is fairly large, Europe is fairly large, Asia is killing it, and South America, and then tons of room for growth in Africa. So then why health and wellness? There's so many things you can do. There's so many passions that people can have, but why would you want to look at health and wellness? Well, the global wellness market reached approximately 4.75 trillion in 2019. It continues to grow, and it has a growth rate of 6.4%. So there's more individuals that are coming into the industry. It is a real broad categories of things that you can do. Complementary medicine, preventive medicine, healthy eating, nutrition, weight loss, spa economy, physical activity, personal care, beauty, anti-aging, and more. So my sister is an esthetician and she's into hair care, and she is able to fully integrate Young Living into what she teaches and what she did as prior to her. She doesn't practice as an esthetician because all of her income now comes from Young Living and through social media methods, but she was able to fully integrate it in there. So massage therapist. And then Young Living itself just has all of this. We have the best personal care, beauty, anti-aging, and makeup, and the cleanest, the best for you. We have wellness tourism when it opens back up, and wellness real estate. You can actually visit our farms. We have traditional and complementary medicine via the supplements that we have. We have preventive and personalized medicine. We have healthy eating and nutrition and weight loss, if you guys didn't know that. So we touch every single one of these. People very frequently will be in my inbox at the end of the month, and they'll be like, hey, I'm trying to reach a goal. Do you mind buying something for me? And very frequently I think, hey, do you actually follow or know who I am? Because I have makeup. I have the best makeup. I don't want any other makeup. But you were trying to sell me some makeup. I have shakes. I have the best shakes. And you were just trying to sell me some shakes. So I just love the breadth and the depth. And you can find your niche and your passion somewhere within Young Living because we have so much. On top of that, why Young Living as the best health and wellness company? Young Living owns their own farms. Their standards are unmatched anywhere. They have industry-leading research and testing. Their seed to sale promise is unmatched in the industry. They have 26 years of experience in business with 10 years prior of research before that. There's a low startup cost. Again, we talked about any network marketing company that you're going to get into. Generally, it's 500 to 1,000, and Young Living is on the low end of that. Largest selection of essential oils, oil-infused products, and toxic-free lifestyle brands. And then this is just what the potential is. So this is a business class. We want to make sure that you understand what the potential is. And that's, again, based on your efforts. 94% of people, they get their Young Living account and they decide to buy for their household only. And that is totally cool. Other people share with a couple people and they hit distributor or star, and they get they're at star and they stay at star and they get their 100 PV order paid for every month. Some people get a lot of their family members in, they hit senior star, and they're able to get close to their 300 PV order, which 300 PV is about 300 US dollars, and it gets you all of the freebies, and it really is what you would need to keep a household of 2 or more healthy. We then have the executive rank. That's the rank that my sister is at, the rank that was able to get them debt free by consistently using that extra income to work down their debt. We then have the silver level, which makes on average about $2,000 a month, which is the level that I'm at. We then have the gold level, which makes on average around $5,600 a month. We have the platinum level, which is the level that Sheila's at, which makes on average $13,000 per month. And then we have had individuals on this call that were diamonds. We had our dear friend Shannon Hudson. She's a diamond. They make on average $35,000 per month. And we were also blessed to have our Royal Crown Diamond on one of these calls. And they make on average $145,000 per month. They make in a month more than what many people make in their entire year. And again, that's whatever level you feel that you need to be at. Personally, my goal is to get gold in between platinum, a very strong gold, and that will replace the income that I have and give me the time freedom that I need. So that's my most closest goal currently. But just decide and talk to the person that invited you to get to where you need to be. And then this is just how to connect with me. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel so that you can get the replay of this, as well as 700 plus other videos, including 100 plus in Spanish. And then you can also follow me on Instagram or Snapchat at Sweet Canela 5, where I regularly share. And then that's my Facebook page where you can find additional classes that we do. And with that, that is the end of the presentation. I just want to take you guys back to the beginning of the presentation as a reminder. There are a lot of people that lost in that 2008 period, but there are a lot of people that won. I was one of those individuals that made the decision. I said, I'm not going to go down like this. I'm going to go find more income. I'm going to do something. And I did that as an employee. And there are other people that started businesses and they won big. The last recession that we had propelled me into being a 6-figure earner because I decided to act. I didn't decide to just sit back and let things happen to me. So we now have that same opportunity. For those of us, I was an individual that was affected this time again. I was an individual that had, without warning, was said, you're going to be laid off. We're going to reduce your pay by 20% without warning for 6 months. And I didn't have a choice, but I had a business. And when that money was taken away from me, my business began to thrive because it was a health and wellness business and people needed health and wellness. So now is the time to prepare, to make the decision. So Sheila gave us a couple of suggestions of what we need to do. As soon as you get off this call, you want to make sure that you do those. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Sheila so you can just reiterate and do a little recap. And if there's any questions, you guys can start throwing them in the chat or get ready to go off mute to access the questions.
Great. Now, one of the things I didn't mention earlier on is that um, somewhere in between building my Young Living business, after having doing it for a few years, my husband, who was an entrepreneur, actually did not pivot towards the internet. This would be several years ago, about 5 years ago. He didn't pivot his business onto the internet like he should have. And anyway, ended up having to close his business, which was our primary source of business or income. However, I had already started with Young Living. I had already started building and having a significant income coming in. And so there was income for us, even though the unexpected happened. And I just want to express that we know right now, especially right now, there are unexpected things that could happen with our income, um, with our health, but I'm going to focus on income, with our income especially. And a lot of people are feeling it, and a lot of people that you know need what you're hearing about right now, whether you're on the live or whether you're on the replay. You know people who could benefit financially from a home based business, from getting that extra income. So I would just like to encourage you that this there's something about this company and there's something about these oils where and the all the other products, but the oils particularly that have that energy of um, this isn't just about us individually, this is about us collectively. And I have run across I've yet to run across someone in Young Living who only started out or wanted Young Living for themselves. It always grew very quickly to how can I help? How can I serve other people? And yes, this is a vehicle to do that. And that energy is a part of the foundation of this company. And it's who we attract. It is the very basis of who gets attracted to this company. So if you feel attracted to this, what we're talking about right now, being able to share health and wellness, being able to share abundance. One thing that, there are a lot of professions out there, and those professions help your family. And yes, they serve a purpose to help other people. But how many of those professions can they say, hey, come join along with me? Come be a part of this with me. And you can be a part of this, and you can also benefit in business with me. How many other um, professions or businesses can do that? That's what multi-level marketing can do. That's what network marketing can do. You say, hey, come along with me and let's rise up together. And right now, we're needing that togetherness because we've been separated. And we're needing that togetherness. And this is a way to be together and to serve together and to rise up together right now. My heart right now, and all of those areas. So if that tugs at you, if that resonates with you, then definitely give the person who invited you to this video and see what uh, the connection that you can make with Young Living that you can also help other people connect with. It's about connection.
Thank you. Yeah, I do want to reiterate that because at one point in time, I was working for like 10 months part-time, and people would come to me and be like, oh, can you get me a part-time job at General Motors? And I'd be like, well, are you a bilingual individual with over 10 plus years of experience in the automotive? Because usually the person was asking me had none of my skill set. And I'd be like, probably not. And that is one of the beautiful things. Like, I can't teach everyone to be a bilingual automotive professional, but I can teach them to be a health and wellness advocate. And I love that I can bring everyone in my family. I don't have to just be, the rich aunt and the six-figure earner that the younger brother and sister can come to and be like, hey, my beautiful, wonderful sister, which always means that they wanted to borrow money from me. Like, I don't have to be that anymore. I can teach them to generate their own income in their own business. And that is just an amazing, wonderful feeling while I see them and their families get healthier and healthier at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's just amazing.
It's really a gift that we're offering to other people. And Tashena, that's what you did with your sister. I'm sorry, I have to plug in my phone here, so I've been down, or my computer. But that's what you did with your sister. You shared with your sister, and now look what she's doing. Or they, both of them, right?
Yes.
Her and her husband.
Yes.
As a result, you gave more than just. Not that they wanted this, but I'm just saying it was more than just okay, yeah, I can loan you some money to help you out right now.
Right.
It is, I can give you a lifestyle, or this offer is a lifestyle, and it is a financial lifestyle. It's a time freedom lifestyle. It's and my sister introduced me to Young Living, so they were really. And for anyone that you introduce Young Living to, you're offering them a gift that will last longer than a lead on a job, or a loan some money, or whatever it is. You're offering them a gift, and then they're able to offer a gift to other people, and so it keeps going. It's just a beautiful thing, and that's what I love about what we do.
Awesome. Okay, Tavis put in the chat, do you need a lot of money to get started? So I talked in the presentation in general. Can you give a more specific guideline if somebody says they're not part of the Young Living family today, but they want to join the Young Living family and do the business? Can you give a clearer guideline on how much money that would cost them?
Well, I mean, to be very, very specific, we have starter kits, and the starter kits start at, what are you guys out at the US? Because we're different in Canada.
165 USD plus shipping and handling. So about $185 for the oils kit. But then we also have the Thieves kit at 125, the Welcome Home kit at 125, and Ninja at 135.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So as little as $125 to start with a kit of products that you can get started on. And that also allows you to be able to share that's your business. That's your business starting kit. So that allows you to get started with the business, so to speak, and be able to earn money. So as little as that. Now, most of us will get started, and then there may be some other training materials that you may choose to get. They're not required, but there may be some extra materials on oils, education, or coaching, or different things like that. None of that is required. We have training already available as part of that, getting that kit. So you will have training in your virtual, what we call the virtual office, which is your online account, and your sponsor and enroller, they can help you through that process and help you see what your needs are. But definitely starting at that, and then up through the 165, right? That's probably the highest kit out there. And it's your choice. It's your choice, whichever one you want. And the person that gave you this link, or invited you on, that person can help direct you there, as well as which kit is for you. Normally, I started with one kit, the oils kit. Second month, I got the Ningxia Red kit, and I have not stopped Ningxia Red pretty much for 12 years. So it's a staple in our household.
Yeah, and I did the exact same thing. I got my oils kit. It's a value of $420 that you're getting for that $185, or maybe even a little bit more than that. And then I got Ninja Red the next month immediately. And then I got some Feelings oils, and then I got into my Thieves. But
Yeah.
that's definitely the basic thing to do in your first 6 months.
Yeah, is to become a product of the product. Use those products yourself, and you won't be selling the product. You'll be telling people how they've changed your life, and then people will want what you have. They'll want what you have. Not that we don't have to sometimes initiate the conversation, but the point is that you will see the changes in your life, and other people will see the changes in your life. So I hope that answered the question. And then some, right? That was that was the answer plus some more.
Yep.
But thanks, Tavis, for asking.
Any other questions before we close this
Okay,
out?
so in the chat, so yeah, not a lot of money. Well, let's compare that to a franchise. um, and getting started in a franchise, what the cost of that could be, or even compare it to, you get a job, you might have to go out and buy some clothes.
Oh, Sheila, you're still there?
I am, but I'm freezing up here. Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us? Oh, now you're frozen again. So Sheila was just mentioning, yeah, depending on the type of job that you get, you may need a uniform. You may need to buy a couple extra suits when you start a job. So even with a job, there's usually a little bit of money to get started in order to go in the interview. You spent some gas money. So just thinking of it in that terms. And then she also mentioned a franchise. I think probably one of the cheapest franchises right now. I don't know which the one that would be, but it's usually between 50,000 and 100,000. Or to start a restaurant, it's going to be around the same, even if it's a very small restaurant. And a lot of those restaurants were affected when everything hit in March of 2020. So very good information. Sheila, you're still frozen. Oh, and she's gone. Okay. If there's nothing else, I think we will close out the call because we are at 6 o'clock now. And the replay will be available in the Facebook event as well as on my YouTube channel. So if you're not on Facebook, then just make sure you definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel along with a lot of other educational information. So, all right. Thank you guys for joining. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.